Greetings, welcome to another episode of Thirsty Thursday, brought to you by Man Cave Meals. Today, as we enter the first week of fall, we're going to sort of finish up our summertime beers and have a look at a German beer. It's an import by a brewery called Paulaner, and this is their standard Hefeweizen. And a Hefeweizen is a different kind of beer. It's a wheat beer, sort of like one of the beers we looked at earlier. And what differentiates a wheat beer from most of your other beers is the fact that it uses a good percentage of malted wheat instead of malted barley in its recipe, and also the strain of yeast that's used to ferment this beer gives it a specifically unique flavor. And it's just different. It's a light colored beer, a lower alcohol beer, and it's one of your refreshing, easy drinking summertime beers. And once again, this is another very good beer to start with if you are not used to drinking the bigger microbrewed beers, homebrewed beers, or whatnot. So let's get this in the glass and have a look. A Hefeweizen is going to have a sediment on the bottom of the bottle because they usually are bottle conditioned, a good one. So as you get down near the end of the pour, you're going to want to swirl that around a little bit and mix that sediment up. And this is one of the few cases where you do this. You normally want to leave the sediment behind, but in this case we want to get it in the glass. A Hefeweizen is going to be a cloudy beer. And as you can see, this beer pours with a little bit more of a golden color than your average blonde ale or whatnot that we've looked at so far. The Hefeweizen has a unique aroma, as with any other wheat beer or beer that's fermented with this style of yeast, and it's part of the main characteristic that makes this beer what it is. So let's have a taste. It's very, very smooth, very delicious, very refreshing. Like I said, this is a good summertime beer. It's one of these beers that, you know, you can sip on all day. As I said, this particular bottle of beer is made by Paulaner. It's a German brewery. This is imported into the United States. It's inexpensive comparatively when you're comparing this with a lot of other microbrews. It's not too bad. There are a lot of companies out there that make good Hefeweizens, and this is just one example. There are a lot of really, really good American Hefeweizens as well. Rogue makes one called Mom. Sierra Nevada makes one called Kellerweiss, and there are just, like I said, there are tons of them out there that are delicious. All I can recommend for you here is just to try a Hefeweizen, especially, like I said, if you are looking for a good refreshing summertime drink and want something that's not too heavy, something that's not hard to drink, something that's smooth, very little hop bite. There's practically no hop bite at all in a good Hefeweizen. It's more of a malty, wheaty, yeasty drink without the hop bitterness. So with this episode, we're going to probably wrap up some of the lighter summertime brews, and we're going to move into some of the more esoteric beers that are involved in the microbrewing world. In our next episode, we'll start out with a big beer. So enjoy a Hefeweizen and come back and see us next week. Until then, Thirsty Thursday from Man Cave Meals.